All right, friends, welcome. It is Bright Friday, and I think you already have a hint as to who our special guest is because I think it popped up on the screen. So today's Bright Friday. It's the Feast of the Life-Giving Spring, and today I thought it would be really fun to bring in somebody not from our parish, but somebody that we love very much and represents a whole community of people that we feel very connected to. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in we're going to bring in Father Nicholas Andruchow, and he is the spiritual director and priest at Project Mexico, just south of the border. So welcome, Father Andrew. Christ is risen, or Father Nicholas, sorry, Christ is risen.
Truly is risen.
I always get your first and your last name confused. I'm sure that happens a lot.
Not the first person did that. Or you can think I'm Oriental and call me Father Chow, which is fun too.
That's awesome. I don't know if that happens to you very often, but
it happens pretty often enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Well, we're glad to have you. So we're live on our St. John the Baptist Parish YouTube channel, which we got set up for live streaming. We've been adapting, as I know you guys have back down in Project Mexico. So I was just telling everybody that I wanted to bring in a special guest who means a lot to us at St. John because we love Project Mexico. We try to send a team. Sometimes it's every year, sometimes it goes to every other year, and to do home building trips. And we try to remember the community down there throughout the year. But the other thing that's really neat is I've been watching and live streaming a few of your services during Holy Week or during Lent and Holy Week of Pascha. And I was thinking about how it's so great to hear and see the Orthodox liturgical cycle in Spanish. And so I wanted to have like a little more exposure to that. So let me ask really quick, like, were you guys doing live streaming before the coronavirus? No. Okay. So like us, you adapted and you're new.
Because, there's always a debate on do you live stream the divine services? And so we haven't really had a battle with that until we were forced to. We always actually, gosh, for years now, live streamed my sermons. Yeah, so I have hundreds of sermons, live streams, videos on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can hear my sermon in Spanish and usually translated in English. But besides that, no.
Okay, very similar to us. We didn't live stream. We recorded sermons, but we didn't live stream until now. So this is all new territory. So before we get into how to say Christ is risen in Spanish and maybe do some singing, I want to ask you, let's see, we're going to go to a map and
so tech savvy, Thomas.
Oh, I'm working. I'm trying to learn here. So here, just for reference, geographical, move all the way out. You can see there's Mexico and Project Mexico, and where you are is very close. It's about an hour, right? From San Diego proper.
Like San Diego, yeah, probably a little under an hour. Depends, no traffic, easy 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this about right? You're right around here.
Well, if you actually, let's say you can actually find us.
Oh.
I know, yeah, like, okay, yeah, you're doing well. Go a little more. You're just north of Rosarito, and we'll actually show up on Google Maps. A little more, just north of Rosarito, towards the oceanish. I'll put my lovely phone on sleep mode, and we're named Casa Hogar. Okay, okay, to the left, go to my left, your left, towards the ocean more. Yeah, might be, I touch my screen. Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah, we're about there, you could say. We don't feel like spend too much time trying to find it, but yeah, if you say, find Casa Hogar, Aslan, you see to the right, we're just a little above that. And yeah, we're right there. You go Casa Hogar, no, up more towards, we're just off the page up top.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry, this is.
No, you're a little bit more, and a little more. Yeah, we're right in that area right there.
Oh, over here more?
No, to your left. Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay, sorry everybody. This is me trying to. There it is.
No. Wait, stop. There you go. That's me.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, that's us. Nice, you found us.
Okay.
So depends when Google takes pictures, and you can actually find my garden all greened up there on the satellite.
That's really neat. Oh yeah, we could look at the satellite really quick.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's us. Yeah, that's it.
So San Inocencio Casa Hogar. So Hogar,
San Inocencio Casa. Yep, that's
yeah.
us. Yeah.
Saint Innocent is the name of the chapel and the patron saint, and then Hogar means orphanage, right?
Roughly translated, yeah. You know, orfanato is orphanage, literally, but Casa Hogar is like it actually literally means household.
Oh, okay.
Translate, but it's refuge. That's what it means. It replies to refuge. It's a refuge.
Refuge. Okay, cool. All right. Thanks everybody for bearing with us and finding that.
Awesome.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead. So how long have you been in Mexico? Because I know you had at least 2 stints down at Project Mexico.
Yeah. No, I came first time around as the pig farmer. As many know me for my previous occupation from 96 to 99. And then I went to seminary for 3 years. And then I had my Greek Orthodox parish in Flagstaff, Arizona for pretty much 10 years. And then I came here with my family in 2011.
2011. Wow. You're getting close to a new 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, we are about like we're on our 9th season now, 9th year, and so every next Christmas will be 10th year. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, but it's great. Yeah, I've been here ever since. Yeah.
3 boys of your own that are growing up there, and I mean that must have been an amazing experience to bring them down and try to do that cross-cultural and school and everything.
Yeah, it was a lot. Oh, definitely, because just put them into schools was just everything was like totally bilingual. And they knew some Spanish because they were in a submersion program in the United States, but it was quite the adjustment. And so before you know it, my son was learning French, Spanish. Okay, or my other son takes mathematics and calculus in Spanish.
Wow.
So everything like that. It's pretty. So it was an adjustment, and then you had to figure, okay, they want to go back to America. They don't want to stay in Mexico all the time like their dad and mom, you know. And so we had to figure out their university program and getting into schools, taking the ACTs, and so glory be to God. And my son is the oldest son is going to be graduating newly married, which I'm very proud of him. He will be graduating from University of Utah in May, and my other son is completing my 2nd year at the university and college system in California. So he's a sophomore, so it's working out well. But yeah, it was quite the adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a great place for boys to grow up together. You know, that's pretty neat, but still a huge adjustment. So we're moving over to the teaching part, you know, where you're going to help us learn how to do this in Spanish. I know that we tend to, like, growing up, I always did Christ is Risen in like Arabic, Romanian, Slavonic, and Greek, but we never did Spanish. So now we're in a new world of lots of different languages, but I feel like since Spanish is the 2nd most spoken language in the US, you know, this is a really important one for us to learn. So what do we need to know?
Oh no, it's and actually if you do know Greek or Romanian, those languages, the sounds are very similar. They're actually a little odd for English speakers. We usually brutalize it, yeah. But it actually for Greeks and Romanians and things like that, as it flows pretty smoothly. Yeah.
So what we did.
I think can everyone see this, or do you want to walk everyone through it?
Everyone can see this. So what we did, just to explain, is we wrote how it would be written in Spanish down here. And then we did, you know, more of a phonetic thing up here. So go ahead and say it for us, Father.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, it's like Christ has risen. That's what it says in Spanish. The first part, Cristo ha resucitado. Okay.
Cristo ha resucitado.
Very good. Very good. And it's something you can't, we have the, for phonetics, you have the elongation, I guess, if that, you know, over the vowels. Yes. And just so it's really important that if you do this, the accent goes on the second to last syllable in resucitado. which
Oh,
you did. Yeah, that's, if you could put an accent mark over that,
this
that
one?
would, man, you are impressive. Roma Ida. Okay. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. Perfect. Excellent. Great, great, great. Okay. So that's the Cristo. Just like Cristo, like it's a long E, long O. Like, yeah, it's soft A. Re, re, long A. Su should actually be a long U then. Like
Oh,
U. Yeah, so su, U, su, re, su, si, long E, you could say. Ta, soft A, and a long O. Oh, so Cristo ha resucitado. Yeah,
Cristo
that's how it's.
ha resucitado.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And
And then,
then the response is en verdad. So I would put an accent on the last A in verdad. Okay,
okay.
just so people know, it's the you wouldn't do that in Spanish, but because it's always implied. It's one of those, like, I'm sure they have it in Greek too, but it's always implied because it ends in a vowel, a consonant. That the
Okay.
accent's on the last syllable. So
Right.
en verdad is because, like, you don't want to say en verdad. That'd be like, It's en verdad ha resucitado.
Verdad ha resucitado.
Very nice. Very nice. That's it. That's it. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's very nice.
So
Okay.
let's
So,
go ahead and say it again, the whole thing for us so we can hear you.
okay. Cristo ha resucitado. En verdad ha resucitado.
Okay. And now I'll try. Cristo ha resucitado. En verdad ha resucitado.
Nice.
All right.
There you go. I think you have a little Latin American in you.
I hope so. I hope I can assimilate.
Yeah, that's what it'd be, all things to all people. Simple.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna, at the end, I'm excited because you have a version of Christ is Risen you'll be able to sing for us. But I wanted to ask you just to tell us a little bit
Just so, like, 7 minutes, and I have a group of 3 boys coming in to do a little singing.
Awesome. Okay.
So I'm not gonna do a solo, even though, good. Hopefully I won't do a solo.
Thank
If
you
not,
for organizing that. We look forward to seeing.
it's fun.
Tell us
Okay, but I'm sorry.
yeah, about Holy Week and Pascha at the orphanage. Any special traditions that have arisen since you've been doing Pascha there, or just that something that they bring to the celebration of Pascha?
Well, yeah, I remember you mentioned this earlier, and I've been thinking about it the past couple of days. We really, strive to adopt the lifestyle of the boys, okay, and at the same time, the resources we have. With this in mind, it's actually kind of nice. One thing we do is Lazarus. It starts on Lazarus Saturday, and all the boys, we have liturgy, but then we all work and we clean the chapel.
Oh.
I mean a cleaning. The floors, all the wax taken off, we polish everything. Literally, we start at 11, we end right before Vespers, so it's clean. So it works out really nicely. So that's like the first day, and everyone's accustomed to it too. They're just like, I have to clean again. It's like, whoa, they're kind of like that, but they're accustomed to it, which is great. We do an Easter egg hunt, which is fun, and the boys really, really enjoy that. At the same time, on the eve, or on Holy Friday, we do an all-night vigil.
Okay.
The boys stay up, and so the boys stay up and read the gospel in front of the tomb of Christ for the whole entire night. But one thing we do, we have the boys, actually the older boys, sleep in the chapel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they sleep in chapel, but you have to be older. You just can't be like the younger boys would like to do it too. But
Yeah.
it's like, no, you have to be at least in junior high school to do this. But to sleep in the chapel. But we have the younger boys who come and they'll actually read for about a half an hour, and the older boys too, the Bible in front of the tomb of Christ. And so that's a really nice tradition. So we have a lot of different things like that. I know some of our food, and so this is one thing I will mention, some of food. So we have lamb, even the lambs, they enjoy lamb, and we actually cook the lamb in a really special way this year using the leaves from the maguey plant, which you have, which from that root you get tequila, okay? But this, you can use this for so many things. And so we actually prepared the lamb using that cactus, which we locally grow here on site. We actually chopped it down outside of my house and we utilized it. But one thing which is fascinating, they have this dessert. It's called Posta de Bombones. Okay, I think it's one of those. It's like, I'm not really a big fan, I'll be honest, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know? I'm like, I'm gonna have my cheesecake with some like cherry compote, but you know, like, okay, even though they love cheesecake too, but they have this like Posta de Bombones, which is basically a dessert with marshmallows.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. So you put marshmallows and you put the sweet cream and you put some other little candies in it. And it is like, everyone loves it. You'd be like, okay, you'll only eat like another dessert if I eat that first.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's just like this dessert. And I'm just like, I don't have like a couple bites. I'm like, yummy, you know, but it's fascinating. And this is what, it's more so, it's what they grew up, it's one of the traditions they grew up on.
Yeah.
And we don't have it every, like, we only have it probably Christmas, maybe for Independence Day down here and for Pascha too. And it's really, but one thing it is, it's like, and it costs us like nothing to make. I'll be honest. I mean, like, sure, we have plenty of that, you know, because that's what everyone's accustomed to.
That's cool. Okay.
Oh yeah, they're like, okay, well, it wouldn't be a celebration unless we had Posta de Bombones, you know, marshmallow delight. And so, and it is yummy. And so it's kind of so we do things like that. And,
that's really special. So that's a food that they really look for.
And the boys, they know, I've kind of trained them, they know the responses of Christ is risen. 10 languages, I think.
Wow.
Something like crazy like that. You know?
That's really cool.
Yeah, we do Japanese, you know, I do Italian. So in my Italian accent, they always make fun of me because we do Italian and Italian accent. Cristo erzo. That's my Italian. Because you gotta say Cristo erzotto. Veramente erzotto.
Nice, nice. That comes from your Boston upbringing, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Your Italian accent is from, what's it called, the North End?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. I've had plenty of Italian friends, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Plenty of Italian friends.
That's so awesome. And for chanting and things like that in the church, the boys do most of the chanting, or like in Spanish, and are they've learned, the older boys, the hymns?
You know, actually, yeah. Most of my chanting is performed by the boys, which, and then thank God I have a support from the Orthodox community here, which we've grown, which has been a blessing. I have a deacon who's he's actually a therapist locally and a doctor, and she's my chanter. But during Holy Week, they only came to certain services because they weren't really allowed. And so I had my son, actually, all my 3 boys, like great chanters. To their dismay, you know, because like, what else are you gonna do? Just stand there? I'm like, get to the chanting stand, and help me out. Come on, Luke, Elias, Josh, and they've turned out to be great chanters.
Thank God.
The boys too. I'm like, hey, I need your help. And if you have a chance, we actually, it's really neat. We did all the Lamentations in Spanish, and we practiced a lot. We really, it brings me to tears how much to have these kids practice the Lamentation. You can find it on our live feed, and it's still posted. But we did well. It's like Lamentations is Lamentations. You know, you go and go and go, and so you have to be like, it's like a marathon for the Orthodox, singing and singing and singing, and don't go totally flat. You know, and so they did. Oh yeah, they did really well. So you know, the boys do it, and they do really well. And that's my service too. Yeah, oh, definitely my service, and training them, and it's also my kind of therapy with the boys. Okay, I know you're having a hard time staying focused in class, but can you stay focused for an hour and a half liturgy? Let's find out, you know. And so that's where, and then so sometimes they don't want to stay that focused, but it's all right.
Yeah,
part of the healing process, you know. So
it's hands-on, and there are things to do, and there's, you know, I think the liturgical services are so engaging in that way. I mean, they can be long, but when you're an altar server or a chanter, you're learning about like processes and just, I guess, the ritual, the routine of it. It's really something that you can latch your mind onto, maybe. So I could see that being very healing.
Oh no, it's excellent. It's great even now because yeah, we had like 16 services for Holy Week from Lazarus Saturday, something like that. So it's intense. But okay, now Bright Week, you gotta come down a little bit, especially here because we have some of everyone's in school and it's pretty intense. But we have prayers every morning.
Yeah.
And I come out with my Paschal canon, my Paschal candle, and we sing like, in the mornings we sing Christ is risen 6 times, 3 at the beginning, 3 at the end. And it's great. And and if you see all kind of like in the rush, like, see, I'm a Greek Orthodox priest because that's, thank God, it's been a beautiful tradition. But I have a few Russian traditions that I kind of, see that the doors are open.
Yeah.
It's great. That's a tradition that I'm sure they probably do it in Manhattan or something like that. You only do that. And you only do that in Bright Week. In the Russian tradition. I'm just like, and they're like, well, let's do it here, because I was like, yeah, the tomb, wide open.
Yeah.
And so we gather every morning. It's only like 10-minute prayers, and we sing Christ is risen. And it's like, oh yeah, this Bright Week, don't forget the tombs.
Yes.
Right. And that's a little reminder, even though the boys, the altar first is like, I like to hide behind the doors, Father. It was like, well, for one, actually, it's only like 2 services that they're open, and it's like, no, for this services, we're going to leave them open. So it works out well. Yeah.
So before we, I know we're going to sing, I want to go back over to the map, but because I pulled up the Project Mexico homepage and right now it has a lot of candy on it. But I wanted to point this out to everyone that their website is projectmexico.org and they have a lot of different articles and all the news on the website. Plus I noticed, I think one of your sons is doing a new podcast, right?
That's right. Everyone can see that, not me. I'm like texting the crew who's going to come over to sing, making sure they come. And I'm going to talk at the same time. Yeah, my son Luke, he is a character. God bless him, because he speaks really well. He does, and he engages people. I remember he's bilingual. He used to translate for my sermons when he lived here full time, and I always tell people, yeah, he would improve my sermons.
Oh.
He'd be like, wow, everyone's laughing a lot more when you told it. so he's pretty dynamic. And so with this kind of personality way and engaged, work with people, interact, he's doing a podcast and he's interviewing people who have actually been here, who have served here, like Father Jacob Saylor, who's been brought down many groups. Alejandro, who is our young college student who's attending Hellenic College online right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, but he's at Hellenic College in his 2nd year. I'm just making sure my choir is coming.
No worries. So I just wanted to point that out to everybody.
So he's doing a podcast every week, so it's kind of neat. My son interviewed my oldest son who grew up here just last week. That will be posted soon, about his experience about growing up in Tijuana. And so they're doing different things. So it's really neat.
Yeah. So here's
that's our website. A lot going on down there. And if you want, I'm gonna try to for hope. All right. We're getting like everyone in the country economically, we're getting beat up. But God's good. God's good. Okay. So we're gonna look creative. So we said the director of the orphanage, Maddie Frank, says, well, why don't we get the boys in shape to battle coronavirus and do a little fundraiser? We'll go jogging. So the younger boys are doing a 10K. Excellent. And I got, y los otros van a venir. Okay, perfecto. One of my main chanters right here is great. And he's also going, and the older boys, we're doing a half marathon.
Whoa. So are we supposed to run with you from where we are, or you're just running?
Uno de los mejores cantores que tengo. Okay, he's one of the best chanters I have. You understand a lot of English too, right? Yeah. All right, excellent. And he's running with me. We're doing 10 miles today. Okay. I know 2 miles. Okay, Chris. Okay, very good. We're doing it. All right. We're gonna have to get
awesome. So you had sent me a PDF. Do you want me to pull that up of Christ's?
Yeah, that'd be great. the director of the orphanage happens to be here also. Come on over. So we're gonna make sure everyone can get in here, okay? This is Chris. Hey, this is Maddie Frank. All right. The director of the orphanage. Excellent. Great. And so we have the career. Here's Brandon. All right, got Brandon there. Can you see all of us? Adrian, excellent. So Maddie is the one responsible for engaging us on our long runs. Thank you, Maddie.
Awesome.
Yeah, so today, we'll be jogging for about an hour and a half today. And so, but the Run for Hope is on May 5th. Cinco de Mayo. What a better way to spend Cinco de Mayo? It's the best way helping support the orphanage down here. So it's Run for Hope. It's a fundraiser, but it's great that we're all getting in shape, and it's pretty impressive too. We did me and Adrian, we did 9 miles the other day, and so
wow.
okay.
So impressive.
So,
you ready to sing?
Okay. Oh yeah, we're already saying. Everyone, you got the text up there and everything. Excellent. Great. Excellent. Okay. All right. Let's kind of all squeeze in here. All right. We'll sing it 3 times. How's that sound? If we don't get it perfectly correct the first time.
That sounds good.
3 times again. ¿Listo? Okay. Cristo resucitado de los muertos, pisoteando la muerte con la muerte y otorgando la vida a los que yacían en los sepulcros. Cristo ha resucitado de entre los muertos, pisoteando la muerte con la muerte y otorgando la vida a los que yacían en los sepulcros. Cristo ha resucitado de entre los muertos, pisoteando la muerte con la muerte y otorgando la vida a los que yacían en los sepulcros. Cristo resucitado.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, muy bien.
Bravo.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, gracias ustedes. Muy bien.
You're going to do one more? Sorry, Father. I think I lost you for a second. Would you?
What's that? I'm sorry, I missed you there.
Oh, I think we missed each other for a second. I was trying to find out what you said. That is really beautiful. That has a lot more words than the version that I have, which is, can I sing my version for you really quick?
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, for sure.
Because now I'm thinking, I need to check this to the Spanish speaker. Maybe it's an abbreviated version. So, okay, this is from, it says this music is from St. Seraphim Cathedral in Dallas, Texas. So here we go. Cristo ha resucitado de los muertos, por la muerte hallando.
Sorry, I've heard that one before.
La vida dando. So it seems like yours has a lot more detail in there. There's something about the sepulcher. There's something. Is it just a completely different translation?
Hey, sorry about that. I'm losing you, and I think it's my internet feed here, or maybe it's yours. Okay, so I'm very familiar. That's the Dakota one. I've never heard the melody. Cristo resucitado entre los muertos, pisoteando la muerte con la muerte. Yeah, I've heard that melody, and I've never really, have compared the translation of that. I just gotta look at it a little bit, but I'm sure it's fine. So it's fine, but like a little differently. I'm sure Econa did their homework. I'm sure Econa did their homework. Yeah.
I'll send you a copy of this. I'll try to scan it and send it to you just so you have it and you can look at it. You know, you'll be the hub of all the Spanish liturgical resources and let us
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh no, we have. It's like, and so you see, I've actually, I have used the translation I used is mirrored off the Byzantine, almost part. There's one little like the Greek Byzantine compared to the like the Arabic Byzantine. There's like one little note at the end, but besides that, it's like cookie cutter the same melody. But yeah, send it to me. I'll be more than glad to look at it.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we're gonna close out here, but first, before we go, I have
frozen up. No, am I still there? Did I bump from one place to another? It's still tiendito.
Oh, we can still hear you, I think. So
Only submitted most of it.
it froze a little bit.
How about this? I'm gonna create a hotspot.
Oh, I see. Father, can I just say, Cristo ha resucitado.
Sorry, you're freezing up, and I might just be able to
Get the hotspot going. Okay. We'll see. We might have lost our connection. Oh, maybe it's booting back up again.
I am, yeah. I actually went to a more secure internet line. The other line wasn't working, so this should be perfect now.
All right, well, we'll just finish up. I'm gonna just practice one more time and say, Cristo ha resucitado.
En verdad ha resucitado.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
I know, like, gosh, with 33 minutes. Just, you mentioned how is the virus affecting things here south of the border?
Yes.
And like America, we are here keeping home. We don't really leave that much. I think I've left 5 times in the past month and a half, you know? And so it's kind of neat because we have everything here. Like even my jogging I do on the ranch. I have a half-mile loop I do, and we all work out together. If we leave, it's to jog on roads and things like that, but just come right back. And thank God we're safe. Actually, we're really, really healthy. I think we have less colds than ever because we're not like, you know, going to the schools and, you know, the kids who are maybe like have some sort of cold or something like that. We don't catch those at all. Now, how's the local neighborhoods and things like that? Things are definitely calm down here. People aren't leaving a lot. There's a lot of restrictions going back and forth on the border. We have free liberties to go back as a U.S. citizen, but they expect you only to be doing things that are really necessary. So, for example, if I want to go see a movie, which you can't say, but let's say I want to walk in the park in San Diego. They're like, well, that's not really necessary, you know. But besides that, you go back and forth. Right. But thank God, it's like same in the U.S. I know people who have the virus. Not actually, I know no one who has that virus here in Mexico. But I hear some doctors might have it and things like that. Similar to the U.S. I know more people in the U.S. who've had the virus than I don't actually know anyone in Mexico who has the virus. But the testing is a lot less down here just because they don't have the resources to test people. Right. You mentioned how it's going to affect home building this summer. Well, yeah, and I was like, well, we're going to have home building because we actually we depend on home building for 2 reasons. Well, it's great to see everyone. I mean, like, it's like other people, you know, Americans, they exist, you know. And so it's great to see, especially you guys are great. You guys have sent so many people down. I remember Father Ted bringing down groups for so many years, and Bishop Innocent continuing that, what he's done for so many years is a blessing. But also economically, like tremendous support for our budget. And so we're just like, oh, what are we gonna do now? You know, it's like, so I'm growing vegetables, we're selling paint, you know, I'm like, whatever. But the reality is that June, we're trying to, because probably the next couple of weeks, we'll actually have to make a decision if we're gonna have June or not. And so they're saying that things will be, the new normal will be adopted by June. By June, the new normal is that the border will be open, but you'll just still be social distancing. Now, if that's the case, we're ready to go, you know? So we're ready to go with the summer. And so June, we're actually, well, for the next couple of weeks, we'll see if we'll be adopting that. But the neat thing is like, oh, I don't know, like, Father, like, my July was jam-packed with plans. What am I going to do? I was like, no one had plans. I'm down to Mexico. build a home. Coming here, okay, you'd be like, just bring a lot of, wear a mask, bring a lot of hand sanitizer. Once you get to the orphanage, this is probably one of the safest places on the planet because we don't leave. And so it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
So God willing, once the border opens, the border's open now, but it's just for limited traffic. Once that opens up, we'll continue. And thank God we have 24 interns who are actually being pre-trained to come down and serve the summer to help facilitate the home build. And so they're ready to come. And we thank God tickets are really cheap these days. And we have groups, we have probably we still have 400 people registered for the summer. And so we feel like, well, why? Like, summer camp says cancel. Why don't you have canceled, Father? Like, well, it's not that straightforward, because like summer camp, okay, I'm not going to go, boogie boarding on the boat for summer camp. Don't come down here. This families don't receive homes.
Yeah.
Big stuff. Also, it affects the orphanage significantly economically. And granted, we're not going to bring anyone down. It's not safe. And so once we're waiting to be the best time to make that decision. So God willing, many groups will come down and many families will receive it. It's not going to be like, might be less than what usually is, but through God's grace, it'll all work out fine.
Okay, that's good to hear. And I know that over spring break, the boys themselves and one of the interns built a house, right?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, the home building coordinator, because what we had, it was pretty fascinating. We had 2 spring break groups planned. One came from Atlanta College in the Northeast. It was great. I think it was about 20 of them.
Wow.
And, oh yeah, no, it was really neat. That actually was supported by Leadership 100. Leadership 100 actually helped support that trip. They actually sponsored 8 students from Atlanta College and Holy Cross, which is through their grant, which makes a big difference. And I think we have another 90 scholarships that are going to be available for the summer through Leadership 100. And so, which makes a big impact. And they came down, sponsored by, Leadership 100, and they built a home. They actually worked on the premises. That was right when all the universities closed down. And so I was like, oh, like people were sitting here, I was like, well, what do I do? I was like, I'm going to go back to school and then I'm going to leave. And so we actually worked through it. And I was like, well, let's pray. And actually, it was a blessed. They handled it really well. We handled it prayerfully. And they finished their work here, and then they flew back.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had another group that was supposed to come with OCF, all planned. It was going to build a home, which a family really needed because they had a house loaned to them. And the person who loaned the lumber needed the lumber back.
Oh.
And so they were losing literally the walls to their house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like a lot of problems, So with like Oliver Failing, he's the home building coordinator. He spearheaded it, and with our Hellenic College young man and probably about 10 of the other older boys, they built the home.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they all pitched in. They put the walls up and they're concreted. I went to bless it. I always show up on the last day for pictures and things like that. Wow. It's funny, but hey, someone has to do it. But it worked out well. Yeah, it worked out well, and that's what happened because the OCF trip was canceled.
Yeah,
that's when they canceled the trip, which is understandable.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. Well, good. It's good to hear you're adapting, learning lots of new skills and working out. It sounds amazing. Sounds like you're very
yeah, it's fun.
I really encourage everybody to check out projectmexico.org, and maybe if you can't home build, if you weren't even intending to, you can consider going, but if you can't, maybe consider organizing like an online fundraiser at your parish to support Project Mexico, because they're definitely continuing the work this summer. So thank you so much for your time. I'm sure people will enjoy that this was a little bit longer today, and awesome. It's such a blessing you're able to take the time with us. So let's
Hamida,
yes.
May God bless you, okay, and your ministry, your church, and everyone who's out there. May they be blessed by the Lord, the risen Lord.
Thank you.
Amen. Christ is risen.
Truly he is risen.
Cristo resucitado.
En verdad ha resucitado.
Nice. Just a little fist pump.
Thank you.
God bless you. Okay, thanks.